Hi, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Kate. We're
WATG News. I'm so excited to hear everyone's article.
Same here. I can't wait.
First up, we have Jet with SpaceX.
Then we have Aiden to talk about the flu.
After that, we have Bianca with endangered animals.
Michael with the Olympics.
Next, we have Gage with global warming.
Dylan with DACA.
And Kate to talk about the life of Eliza Simpson.
Now to you, Jet, with SpaceX.
Who is SpaceX? SpaceX is a private space corporation founded by the current CEO, Elon Musk. There's approximately 7,000 employees working at SpaceX. SpaceX's most recent project was the launch of the Falcon Heavy on February 6, 2018. The Falcon Heavy was the biggest rocket ever launched and was an unmanned test run. It carried Elon Musk's personal Tesla Roadster and a copy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy to Mars orbit. What is SpaceX's next move? SpaceX's next move is to launch the BFR, also known as the Big Falcon rocket. The Big BFR will make the Falcon Heavy look small. It will carry both people and supplies to Mars. It is estimated to launch in 2019 to help SpaceX and NASA put humans on Mars. What is SpaceX's goal? SpaceX's goal is to create completely usable space vehicles that bring down the cost of space flight. SpaceX wants to fly missions to colonize Mars and beyond. Back to you guys.
Elon Musk sent a Tesla to space.
That was cool. I couldn't believe that either.
Now we have Aiden to talk about the flu.
Thanks, Dylan. Did you know that the percentage of Americans that get the flu has risen in recent years from 19% to 60%? Last year, 42% of Americans got ill from the flu. Unfortunately, I was one who got the flu. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, the flu shot reduces the risk of getting the flu by 40 to 60%. But the people that are allergic to eggs or sensitive to gelatin, formaldehyde, or heavy metals, this shot may not be for you. If you get the flu shot, side effects could include fever, fatigue, headaches, sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, muscular or body aches, vomiting, and diarrhea. 53 people died this year from the flu. An estimated 31 million people will visit the doctor, and 200,000 people will be hospitalized. But about 90% of Americans get the flu shot. The flu brings serious financial consequences, and every year Americans spend an estimated $10.4 billion on flu-related medical expenses. Some helpful things to buy to help you be more comfortable if you get the flu are a Vicks warm steam vaporizer, tea, soup, and a heating blanket. Hopefully you will stay healthy this spring. Back to you, Kate.
I couldn't believe there were chicken eggs in the flu shot.
Wow, that's amazing. I never knew that before.
Now to you, Bianca, with endangered animals.
Hi, my name is Bianca, and today I will be talking to you about red pandas and green turtles. Red pandas and green turtles are endangered. First, I will be talking to you about red pandas. Red pandas are naturally rare. They are hunted for their unique fur, deforestation, loss of nesting trees, bamboo, and illegal hunting. The loss of nesting trees and bamboo is causing a decline in red panda populations across much of their range because their forest home is being cleared. Habitat loss has really affected the red pandas. People are taking land to use for things. This has caused less places for them to live. Red pandas are also a source of food for larger predators. If red pandas become extinct, then the predators will not have enough food to survive, which would result in an unstable environment. The red panda population is decreasing rapidly, and at least 100 die a year from hunting. According to World Wildlife Fund, their status is vulnerable. Research shows that there are less than 10,000 adult red pandas left. The infant mortality rate is 74%, and the population is decreasing by 10% each year, which means they will be extinct in the next 10 through 15 years. To solve this problem, World Wildlife Fund is spreading awareness about this issue and trying to protect the habitat or environment of red pandas. Any person caught guilty of selling, killing, or buying red pandas will face a fine of $10,000 and possibly 10 years in jail. Last, I will be talking to you about green turtles. Green turtles are also endangered along with the red pandas. Worldwide, hundreds out of thousands of sea turtles a year are accidentally caught in shrimp trawl nets, on longline hooks, and fishing gill nets. Human activities have directly destroyed or disturbed sea turtles nesting on beaches around the world. They need to reach the surface to breathe, and therefore many drown once caught. As fishing activity expands, this threat is more of a problem. Green turtles are widely harvested for their meat in many tropical countries. An estimated 100,000 are killed each year.
I thought red pandas were a common species.
Well, I guess not. Poor red pandas.
Now we have Michael with the Olympics.
My name is Michael Ponto. I will be sharing with you today the whole feedback on the 2018 Winter Olympics and more. The 2018 Winter Olympics were located in Pyeongchang, South Korea. They started on February 7th, 2 days before the opening ceremony on February 9th. Most people found this very odd that the games started before the opening ceremony. There were over 90 nations competing for gold across 15 different events. The estimated cost for hosting the games is around $12 billion. Although you might think that is a lot, it was actually almost 5 times less than the 2014 Winter Olympics held in Sochi. The Sochi Games were the most expensive Olympics ever held, holding the record at $50 billion. Here are some facts and history of the Olympics. The first Olympics ever held were in Peloponnese, Greece. The reason they're called the Olympics is because the first Olympics were in Olympia in 776 BC. This year, for the first time in Olympic history, all U.S. time zones will get live coverage of the games instead of delayed replay. First, let's give the U.S. women's ice hockey team a round of applause for bringing home gold for the first time in 20 years. They beat Canada in a shootout, winning 3-2. But sadly, everything didn't quite go as planned for the U.S. Olympic team as we watched professional loser Emily Sweeney take a devastating crash during her run through the course. Luckily, she has been reported to be fine, though. Also, there was some drama with our 31-year-old snowboard standout, Shaun White. Apparently, after his gold medal run, he was given the American flag and then accidentally started to drag the flag on the ground. Some people said he should respect our flag. Other people said he was just caught up in the moment and just wasn't thinking. The United States ended up with 23 medals, coming in 4th. Norway did end up winning for the medal count with 39 medals. That's all the time I have for today. See you next time.
Wow, I can't believe Shaun White was dragging the American flag.
Yeah, I can't believe $50 billion was spent for the 2014 Olympics.
Now gauge with global warming.
Climate change is happening. It will bring many serious and potentially damaging effects in the decades ahead. Greenhouse gas emissions include carbon dioxide, the main greenhouse gas, which has reached the concentration level in our atmosphere that the Earth has not seen 400,000 years. These greenhouse gases act like a blanket, trapping the sun's warmth near the Earth's surface and affecting the climate system. Where do greenhouse gases come from? Greenhouse gases affect the way we live. Humans have enhanced the greenhouse effect. Up until about 150 years ago, human activity did not produce many greenhouse gases. That changed as forests were cleared to make way for cities and farms, and as important inventions and industrial innovations like the widespread use of electricity and cars transformed the way we live. These inventions and innovations demand energy. Burning fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas has become an important source of that energy. Burning fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into space. This has an impact on the climate change. Each of the past 4 decades have been warmer than the previous one. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, 2016 was the warmest year on record, and the 5 warmest years have occurred since 2010.
Global warming affects so many things in our world.
Now I'm going to start using more energy-efficient light bulbs.
Now to you, Dylan, with DACA.
How would you feel if you were brought to another country when you were young and had to go back to where you came from when you didn't even know much about it? The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program as it is known, was introduced in 2012 by President Barack Obama. The program protects children who were brought to the United States illegally by their parents from deportation back to their home countries. Recipients of DACA are referred to as Dreamers, and there are currently about 800,000 of them today. Recipients can get work permits, qualify for health care, get education, and legally drive. The vast majority of Dreamers are from Mexico. According to Fox News, in the fiscal year of 2016, 359 DACA recipients had enlisted in the Army. Some of the many requirements to be eligible for DACA include currently being under 31 years of age, brought to the United States before their 16th birthday, not charged with or convicted of a felony. DACA lasts 2 years and is renewable. President Trump was still discussing DACA with Congress, but because there is no deal, Dreamers would have been vulnerable to deportation beginning March 5th of this year. However, a federal judge recently ruled that DACA will be continued for current recipients. The judge also ruled that the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, doesn't have to accept new applications. The White House is appealing the ruling, while President Trump is meeting with members of Congress to find a permanent solution. Back to you, Kate.
You did a great job, Dylan. I know I would not want to be deported to a different country.
Now to Kate to talk about the life of Eliza Simpson.
Have you ever heard of Londonderry's hometown hero, Eliza Simpson? Well, after this story, you will. Eliza Simpson was born on February 2nd, 1996 in Londonderry, New Hampshire. She went to Matthew Thornton from 1st through 5th grade. Eliza's favorite sport is basketball, and this is where my story begins. Eliza has played basketball for over a decade now. She played for Londonderry High School all 4 years. According to WMUR, Eliza is one of the greatest athletes in the state. Eliza was named Gatorade Player of the Year in 2013 through 2014. Gatorade Player of the Year is an award given to high school athletes. In order to be a Gatorade Player of the Year, you have to be a talented athlete and awesome at school. Eliza did all of those things. It just shows the work I have been doing is finally paying off, said Eliza. Simpson is an amazing rebounder and an all-around assist leader. In 2013 through 2014, Simpson reached her 1,000-point career goal. That same year, Eliza worked extremely hard to prepare for playoffs. She was ready for action. The team had an extremely successful season and found themselves heading into the championship game against Bedford. Bedford was a tough team, but that did not stop Eliza from doing what she wanted. Simpson played tough. Nobody got into her head. With the fight of Eliza and all of her teammates, they won the championship. According to Mass Prep Stars, Simpson is the latest star. If you thought Simpson's career had ended, you were wrong. She now had to figure out what her future would look like. Now the big question, where does she want to go to college? Simpson narrowed it down to 2 colleges, the University of Rhode Island and the University of New Hampshire. After a lot of thinking, she decided to go to the University of New Hampshire in Durham. Not only did Simpson go to a great school, she got a scholarship in the sport she loves, basketball. She got onto the team her freshman year and loved it. Everyone treated her like family. Eliza was a dedicated player and loved the coaching staff. Eliza Simpson controls every game and takes over when needed, says Mike Wenners. She was the point guard on the team. This year is Simpson's last year at UNH, and they placed in the semifinals and lost to Maine. Although Simpson had a great career at UNH, she will always be remembered as a great basketball player, supportive teammate, and a wonderful friend.
What are you majoring in and why?
I'm majoring in communications and business because it's very broad and it allows me to do a lot of different things and learn a lot of different things.
Why did you choose UNH instead of other universities?
Well, first I wanted to stay local because my family's very close to me, so it was only 45 minutes away, which was nice. And I've always wanted to play Division I basketball, so it was nice to be able to stay local and play.
What are your plans after college?
I don't know exactly. I'm kind of going to just go with whatever opportunities I get, but I want to pursue a career at Liberty Mutual.
Were you sad when you lost in the semifinals since it was your last year?
It was very bittersweet. It's been, I've worked my whole life playing basketball. To get to that opportunity to be able to be in the NCAA tournament would have been amazing, but I'm ready to move on. I love basketball, and I can't wait to teach little girls like you guys that and keep continuing the game for you guys. So yeah, I was sad.
What advice would you give for kids who see you as a role model?
I would give to never give up. And whatever you believe in, you can do. You just have to work hard at it. You have to believe in yourself always.
What keeps you motivated in all you do, even if it doesn't go your way?
Well, to be honest, it's hard. You know, there's always going to be struggles. You're going to be ups and downs in life, but you got to just keep faith, keep believing in yourself, and that's where I think family is really important. You have people even like you supported me so much as came to my games, and it made me feel so good, and that's why I play. So it's with the people you love help you out through the struggles.
What is your favorite thing to do besides basketball?
I love to just lay on the couch and watch TV, just veg out.
Has your family played a big role in your achievements? If so, how?
Yeah, they really have been so supportive. And I think I always tell my mom, they're always at every game. And I always tell them I'm so thankful that they never put pressure on me. It's always, they just let me go out there and have fun. And whatever I do, I know they're proud of me.
How do you feel when you play basketball?
It's the best feeling. You know how it is. It's just, you feel so, you're in your element, and it's just so much fun. You love the game.
Do you feel like you reached all your goals you had during your college career?
I think I'm really hard on myself, so I would say no. I think I set goals really high for me to try to achieve, though, which, I'm so happy with my college career. I do wish we went to the NCAA tournament, but I do think a lot was accomplished. I'm very happy about it.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now back to you, Dylan.
Wow, it sounds like Eliza's going to have a successful life in basketball.
Thank
you for watching WATG News.
Hello everyone, welcome to TBNS, the best newscast station. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Talia. Today, listen in for
Brady with Anthony Davis trade.
Brighton with the natural disasters of 2017.
Adam with news on global warming.
Jeffrey with the Patriots' secret.
Derek with news on Afghanistan.
Me with endangered species.
And me with the history of ballet. Now let's go to Brady to learn if the Boston Celtics will trade for Anthony Davis.
I just want to be part of a winning culture, says 6'10" big man Anthony Davis. That's what he said when people asked him about the rumor that is known as the Anthony Davis trade. Anthony Davis is a professional NBA basketball player. He is 6'10" and plays for the New Orleans Pelicans. There is a rumor, well, not much of a rumor anymore, but a chance, that the Boston Celtics made the choice of trading some players for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis would like to go to a team that wins, a team that can make the playoffs, and a team that can maybe even win the Eastern or Western conferences. His team, New Orleans Pelicans, only made it to playoffs once with him, but lost in the first round. With Anthony Davis gone and DeMarcus Cousins out for the season with the left Achilles tendon, the New Orleans Pelicans will be left empty-handed. They're going to need some players to replace Anthony Davis. If Celtics are going to try to trade for Anthony Davis, they might have to trade 1, 2, maybe even 3 players for him. This may be a lot, but this may be the Boston Celtics' only chance. According to Tim Wakami, editor-in-chief of the Athletic Bay Area, Davis' prime object is hope and desire. The players in risk of getting traded would be Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Al Horford. They're good players, but it'll be a good trade for a player with an average of 26.7 points a game. Boston Celtic player Gordon Hayward is out for the season, although Celtics still play good. The Celtics move the ball around so much, they don't care who scores. Adding Anthony Davis to the Celtics would just top it all off. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, this Anthony Davis trade is no joke.
I agree. Let's hope this does not turn into a natural disaster.
Speaking of natural disasters, here's Brighton with the natural disasters of 2017.
Do you know how many natural disasters happened last year? Are you curious how much it cost? Well, I have some of those answers for you. Last year, the states of California, Idaho, Texas, Oregon, Washington, Ohio, Louisiana, Colorado, North and South Dakota, Minnesota, and Missouri were damaged in some way. The biggest disasters were Hurricane Harvey, Maria, and Irma. Together, they caused $365 billion in damage and killed 219 people. Hurricanes also caused flooding. Harvey poured down 27 trillion gallons of water at 130 miles an hour. 2017 was one of the hottest years ever in the United States. This caused forest wildfires costing $11.9 billion. and killing 22 people. I'm only giving you the numbers for the large disasters. There were numerous smaller disasters as well. People keep on complaining about why this is happening or that it could happen next year, yet no one listens to them. According to ABC News, this is all due to global warming, and scientists say the increase in disasters could be the new normal. Yet many people do not care about global warming. Will you care when it comes knocking at your door? Back to you, Taylor.
I definitely care. Speaking of global warming, Adam is up next with more information on it.
Then let's hear it. Over to you, Adam.
Have you ever heard of global warming? Have you been worried? Well, I can tell you that it's bad and it's getting worse. Global warming supposedly started at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Since then, the average global temperature has gone up by about 3 degrees. By 2100, the temperature will go up by 6 more degrees. So now you know it's getting worse. The number one cause of global warming is greenhouse gases. Also, global warming has made the ocean temperatures rise too. This may sound great if you love the beach, but the results will kill 20% of all ocean life. How would you like to have more hurricanes? Well, global warming will make hurricanes occur more often. Here's an example. In the United States in the year 1980, we only had 3 hurricanes, but in 2017 we had 7 hurricanes because of climate change. Also, another worldwide problem is overpopulation. Overpopulation will make global warming worse because the world would need more resources, so more factories will be built and more people will be driving cars. According to NASA, we should build more windmills instead of power plants to save energy. You may be asking, what countries are causing global warming? As of January 2018, the top 5 countries causing the most global warming are China, United States, India, Russia, and Japan. Now that you know what global warming can do to the world, you're probably worried about it. So here are some ways to prevent global warming. Number 1, eat less meat. Number 2, buy an electric car if you can afford one. Number 3, recycle more often. Number 4, help people make solar power stronger and more efficient. Number 5, change your light bulbs to LED because it uses the least amount of energy. Share this news with family and friends to save the earth. Back to you, Taylor.
I think you would have to eat lots of meat to build up that strength that the Patriot superstars have. Too bad it causes global warming.
Why did you just bring up the Patriots?
Because next up we have Jeffrey with news on the Patriots secret. Heads up, Jeff.
In 2001 to 2004, Patriots won the Super Bowl 3 out of 4 times. Some people ask, how do you do that? I will tell you. Hi, my name is Jeffrey and I'm going to report to you at the Patriots secret. Most people think that just Tom Brady, number 12, is the Patriots' weapon. Well, that's not entirely true. The Patriots have lots of weapons, but not all are secret. Here's a list of some secret weapons that you might not know of. Super Bowl money, Super Bowl experience, and the right attitudes. Let's start with money. Tom Brady could go to any other team and get paid lots of money. His paycheck is not even the highest in the league. The highest paid football player is Old Patriot, who's now on the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo. He's paid $27.5 million a year. That is $13.5 million more than Tom Brady. Even though Tom Brady is only paid $14 million a year, he's easily the highest paid player on his team. He's only paid that much so they could have better players on his team, like LeGarrette Blount, who wanted a higher paycheck, but it was too high for the Patriots to pay, so he recently went to the Eagles, who beat us in the Super Bowl. Now let's talk about Super Bowl experience. The Patriots have made it to 10 out of the last 20. That's half of the last 20. This Super Bowl could have made the Patriots tie the Steelers for Super Bowl wins. The Patriots just weren't ready. In the 2018 Super Bowl game, Tom Brady threw for a record-breaking 503 yards. Amendola, the Patriots wide receiver, led the team with 152 receiving yards. Tom Brady got the least receiving yards with 0. Attitude is also a big factor for the Patriots to win. Tom Brady never goes into a game thinking about losing, and Patriot players always put the team first. Deion Branch says, "I love coming to work. It's the best part of the season." That's how the Patriots are striving for more wins and Super Bowl trophies. Back to you guys.
Wow, I had no idea that the Patriots have a secret.
Tom Brady isn't the most high-paid player?
Apparently not. Let's move on to Derek with the Afghanistan War.
Afghanistan, 16 years, thousands dead, no end clear in sight. The Afghanistan War is America's longest war and continues to trudge on. The summer of 2017 has been a very bloody one in Afghanistan, with the death toll numbering in the hundreds. Suicide bombers have targeted funerals and banks. In June, a massive blast killed at least 150 in the capital of Kabul. How did this war start? According to CNN, President Bush launched an attack on the ace of evil in Osama bin Laden after the World Trade Buildings were destroyed. On September 11, 2007, President Obama continued overseeing the war. He sent a Navy SEAL group to end Osama bin Laden's reign of terror. According to WSFA.com, President Trump has followed the past presidents by refusing to pull troops out of Afghanistan. Is this the beginning of the end of the war? Time will tell.
It must be devastating that war is going on in Afghanistan for 16 years.
Definitely. That is a very long time. Now let's move on to me with the scoop on endangered species. Have you ever given endangered species a thought? Do you know what an endangered species is? An endangered species is a species of animal or plant that is seriously at risk of extinction. Imagine a world where your favorite animal is no longer on the planet and could never come back. Right now, endangered species are a problem worldwide. There are many theories why this is happening. Some causes are deforestation, also known as habitat loss, hunting, human overpopulation, and agriculture. Some endangered species are tigers, leopards, gorillas, bald eagles, orangutans, and rhinoceroses. Here in our state of New Hampshire, some of the endangered species are the eastern small-footed bat, the Canada lynx, the eastern box turtle, and the eastern hognose snake. Sadly, I could go on. Some people think that cloning endangered species may help to protect them. But according to Scientific American, researchers believe that cloning endangered species is not a feasible or effective strategy to saving endangered animals. Today's big question is, will cloning ever save endangered species? These are some ways we can save endangered species. The best way is to protect wildlife habitat. This way, animals won't lose their homes. Another way is to avoid spraying chemicals and pesticides in our yards or on farms. Hunting animals as trophies is greatly adding to our endangered species list. It is imperative that people stop hunting these animals. Thankfully, our government has recognized this problem and created the Endangered Species Act of 1973, which provides for the conservation of species that are endangered or threatened throughout a significant portion of the world. Back to the studio.
Of course.
Well, then help convince people to not cut down their bamboo.
I definitely will tell people. Moving on to me with the history of ballet.
I love ballet. It has a rich history and culture. I hope you enjoy this brief history and maybe even learn something new. Ballet began in the Renaissance during the 1500s in Italy. The terms ballet and ball came from the Italian term to dance. Ballet started in France because of Catherine de' Medici of Italy. Catherine married Henry II and she brought early dance styles to France. Ballet dancers wore masks, layers of brocaded costuming, and other fancy accessories. The ballet shoes you know today were completely different in the 1500s. They wore fancy high heels, while today we wear a hard fabric closed shoe that is much easier to dance in. Back then, ballet was a series of small hops, slides, curtsies, and gentle turns. The popular dance type has spread all around the world, taking new forms and styles, such as dancing on point or on your toes, which only women did. Women started wearing big puffy skirts made from tulle. Back in the 1850s, Russia had become a leading creative skirt and dance world. This is where On Point comes from. Some popular plays are really ballets, such as Gazelle and Dissulfied. One choreographer from the popular play, The Rite of Springs, says, choreographers continue to create diverse styles of ballet, and ballet companies are giving dance audience a wide range of experience in the theater. Ballet's history is a marvelous thing, and I haven't even told you half of it. Back to you, Talia.
I am looking forward to learning more about ballet's history.
Let's go, Catherine de' Medici.
Thanks for listening to TVNS News.
Hi, my name is Calvin.
And I'm Ava.
And we are from WATB News.
Listen for
Travis the Robots,
Lachlan with Farming Techniques,
Piper Deforestation,
Evan with the Olympics,
Ava with Apple HomePod,
and Calvin with the Invisibility Cloak.
Wow, those are pretty interesting stories.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear them.
Me too. Let's get started.
First up, Travis with Robots.
Did you know robots are taking over the world? One of my favorite robots is the Alpha 2. who weighs 5 pounds and works on a rechargeable battery that lasts more than an hour. It can do yoga, open Facebook, or order pizza. The active android has 20 different joints that help him lock your house, turn on security cameras, or dance. Other robots or refrigerators, like the LG Smart Refrigerator, have a built-in Windows touchscreen with a clear window to see your food. If you are bored, go play a game on the refrigerator screen. It runs on Windows 10. Set a cooking timer, a clock, or a shopping list. Amazon Alexa is a helping assistant. She will tell you the answer to math problems, play your music, or tell you how to make food. Wanna write a story? Just say open the magic door and Alexa will open a door of wonder for you to make a story. Do you like games? Because she has them for you. Ask her what game she has and Alexa will tell you Jeopardy and a few others. You can set reminders for Alexa or timers. You can set a schedule or an alarm clock. Alexa can buy anything on Amazon shopping site for you hands-free. Do you like games? Do you want to kick back in your car and not have to drive? Then you need a self-driving car that has a camera for sensing other cars, bikers, and walkers. You are going to see more of these in the future, but for now, stay on the look. When they see a stoplight, these cars will stop. They have 6 radar sensors, and the main computer is in the trunk. Do you want to go from place to place fast? Then you need a self-driving car. You need a Hyperloop. The Hyperloop is a magnetic train that will help you travel from place to place. It uses magnets to travel, but more of these will be in the future. That is all for today. See you later.
That is really cool how robots can help you in your life.
Next up, Lachlan with farming techniques.
Hello, I'm Lachlan. I'll be talking about how farming has changed over the years. Farming sure has improved. Did you know that a company named Greenwave has invented underwater farms that produce things like oysters, clams, and seaweed? This may also stop overfishing the ocean, but there is other types of farming like syrup making, sheep breeding, and crop farming. In all types of farming, machines such as ATVs, UTVs, tractors, and chainsaws are used. That's just a little bit of the things we use to aid farmers in growing plants and animals, but one of the worst has got to be pesticide spray. What pesticide spray does is prevent pesticides from killing plants by releasing toxic substances onto the plants that later kills the plant itself. According to SlideShare, the reason this is bad on the humans is that the chemicals from the spray can severely hurt a person if consumed multiple times. Pesticide sprays also cause eutrophication. So you asked what eutrophication is. It causes the death of animals from runoff from dense plant life. The plant life is grown by runoff spray that ends up in the water. It then causes the death of animals from lack of oxygen from the dense plant life. These pesticide sprays end up in the food we eat, and that's how you could end up sick. But not all types of farmers use these sprays, especially organic farmers. But organic farm produce is getting harder and harder to find. The sellers that still have stock in this organic food then increase the price, which makes less people buy these items. A fun fact, did you know why making maple syrup you normally burn about 20 cords of pine wood? Just 1 cord of pine wood is almost 2,000 pounds, so 20 cords is around 40,000 pounds. Well, I hope you've learned a thing or two today, so back to Ava and have a wonderful day.
That was some useful information.
Now we have Piper, deforestation.
According to the World Wildlife Fund, we're losing 18.7 million acres of forest annually, equivalent to 27 soccer fields a minute. From forests, we get many things such as clothes, food, shelter, and some medicines. So why are we cutting down forests? One reason is logging. Loggers cut down trees for building, firewood, and many other things. Another is fires. Fires are helpful for farmers. They give off ash, and ash makes soil richer for crops. But their fires are burning down trees and plants. Deforestation is destroying animals' and plants' lives and habitats. Luckily, the World Wildlife Fund has been learning about deforestation with the Living Planet report. It shows us the population of mammals, reptiles, fish, amphibians, and birds all around the world.
It also showed us that the population of all the animals combined has gone down 58% in 42 years, from 1970 to 2012. Deforestation is not only affecting animals, it's also affecting the environment. We breathe in oxygen and out carbon dioxide. Trees hold that carbon dioxide. When they are cut down, the carbon dioxide is let back out into the air. 15% of greenhouse gases come from deforestation. Some animals can move and save themselves from the greenhouse gases, but others can't. Environmental changes like these have been happening all over the world. People from Brazil have been forced to leave their villages and work at soy plantations where they are not treated right at all. It's time we stop deforestation and help our forests all around the world. Back to you, Calvin.
Oh my gosh, that's you. I didn't know that many trees were being cut down.
Over to Evan's story with the Olympics.
Thanks, Ava. Hi, my name is Evan. Have you ever wondered where the first Olympics were held? Well, I'll answer all your questions about the Olympics right now. Let's start off with the basics. The first modern Olympics were held in Chamonix, France, January 25th, 1924 to February 5th, 1924. This year, the 2018 Winter Olympics are being held in Pyeongchang, South Korea. Do you want to know why the Olympics chose black, green, red, white, yellow, and blue to have on the rings? That's because every flag in the world has at least one of those colors. Only 5 Olympians have ever gotten a medal in both Winter and Summer Olympics. Those extremely talented people are Eddie Egan, Jacob Tullian Thames, Crystal Luding Roethlisberger, Clara Hughes, and Lauren Williams. To win a medal in both the Olympics, that's pretty hard. Have you ever thought that the Olympic torch has been taken to space? Well, it actually has been. In fact, it has been taken to space a couple times. I would have never thought that the Olympic torch has been taken to space. Did you know that from 1912 to 1928, artists used to participate in the Olympics? I certainly didn't. Another surprising fact is the 2012 London Olympic Games required over 165,000 towels for just 2 weeks. That's a lot of towels. Imagine the entire Olympic Games. I wonder how much. I hope you enjoyed learning just maybe 2 or 3 more facts about the Olympics. Back to you, Ava.
That's a lot of towels.
Yeah, now we have Ava with Apple HomePod.
Do you know what Apple HomePod is? Well, if not, I'm going to tell you right now. Apple HomePod is a smart speaker developed by Apple Incorporated. A smart speaker is a type of wireless speaker and voice command device. It was announced on June 5, 2017 at the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference. The HomePod was originally scheduled for release in December 2017, but later delayed to early 2018. Apple HomePod is heavy for its size. It's almost 6 pounds. Did you know that Apple HomePod has the best sound compared to Amazon Alexa and Google Home? Some things Apple HomePod can do is tell you the weather in your town or city, turn on the lights, play radio stations, tell you the score of a sports game, and much more. Setting up HomePod is quick and magical. Simply plug it in and your iOS device will detect it. Equipped with spatial awareness, HomePod automatically adjusts to give you optimal sound wherever it's placed. It can even hear your request from across the room while loud songs are playing. Tap the top of HomePod to play, pause, skip a song, or adjust the volume. Touch and hold the top to talk with Siri. You'll know Siri is listening to you by the LED waveform that animates with every word you say. As a home assistant, Apple HomePod is a great way to send messages, make a phone call, or control smart home devices by simply asking Siri to turn on the lights and open or close the shades. When away from home, Apple HomePod is the perfect home hub, providing remote access and home automations through the Home app on your iPhone or iPad. HomePod is available in black or white. Thanks to Siri, HomePod is great at the things you want to know and do in your home. Set timers, get translations. You can also create lists that anyone can add to. Use Apple HomePod to send messages using just your voice. And when you receive a text, Siri can read it to you. That's cool. I really hope you had fun learning about Apple HomePod. Back to you, Calvin.
Now I want one too. That is so cool.
Yeah, I thought so. Last but not least, Calvin with invisibility cloaks.
Have you ever wanted to be like invisible for a day or even a minute? If you dreamed of that technology, then that dream has come true.
In 2006, a cloak of invisibility was made. This all became reality because of David Curry of Duke University of Engineering, who believed in things that may seem impossible. The invisibility cloak designers work with metamaterials. Metamaterials are an artificial, man-made object that have unnatural properties and almost always have a negative refract index. They guide electromagnetic waves through objects. The metamaterials, copper and fiberglass, make the cloak have the most possible invisible effect without making the light reflect. The reason the cloak works is because the metamaterials in it bend light, which makes it seem to be invisible to the naked eye. The cloak can be somewhat called invisible. It still shows the person, but at the same time you can still see what is behind the person wearing the cloak. The cloak was made with a mathematical description to develop blueprints for the cloak that mimic the properties of the imagined warp space. Right now, Duke University has only found out how to work with microwave radiation, incorporating complex materials properties that allows the cloak to conceal its volume. And the cloak also appears to have properties similar to the free space when viewed externally. Researchers say they plan to develop a three-dimensional cloaking effect. Sometime in the future, you may be invisible. Back to you, Ava.
I wish I could be invisible for a little while. I could do lots of sneaky stuff.
I know, right?
We hope you had a good time learning about these interesting subjects.